Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance that was released in the year 2016. It is a newer fragrance from the house of Clean. The fragrance we're going to be talking about today is called Sueded Oud. Now, Sueded Oud, again, it's a relatively new fragrance. Clean, I'd actually never heard of the house before, but I was rolling around looking for new fragrances to go ahead and review, and I came across this one. Now, you can actually find it at Sephora and some other online places around, so this one's been around, and I've heard Joe Malone, I believe, mentioned in the same light as this one, so just something to keep in mind. Now, it's available in one main size. It's available in 100 milliliter for $95, so it is relatively affordable. Now, let's go ahead and get right into the actual scent. Once I actually sprayed this one on, I was interested in, just because of the fact that it's called Sueded Oud. I love oud. Leather scents really appeal to me, and suede is generally a softer leather. So I was expecting a soft leather, which I got. The soft leather note is really the most prominent thing, with oud coming up right behind it. Now the oud, for those of you who have smelled other oud fragrances, this is not a heavy oud. It's more a lighter oud, a much lighter oud than most other fragrances that I've ever smelled kind of going around. It's lighter than the Creed's oud. It's definitely lighter than Creed's oud, actually, now that I come to think of it. It's lighter than M7. It's lighter than those other heavy ouds. So it's probably one of, if not the lightest oud that's actually out there, but that's not necessarily a disservice. It gives it that little bit of an animalistic, like dangerous, daring quality to it without going all in, without going fully in. So absolutely fantastic on that regards. Now, the other thing that really comes out with this is, again, it's light, it's clean, and it also has kind of a floral note that comes into it. I can definitely see how this fragrance will appeal to both men and women. So it's a very nice, versatile fragrance. It's one that I can see you easily wearing to work. Just spray it on lightly, walk around. I recommend about 3 sprays with this sucker, and you're good to go. You're going to be out there, you're going to be smelling good, and people are really going to like you, or at least really appreciate that cleanliness coming off of you. So fantastic in that regards. I think this is a good fragrance that you can wear year-round. It's a fragrance that lasts, at least on my skin, roughly anywhere between 7 and like 10 hours. So on the lower end, I think it was about like 6-ish or so, but most of the time it was between 7 and 10 hours. So this is one that stays on your skin for a decent amount of time. Now, the other factor with this particular fragrance is that when it's got a good amount of longevity. Or not longevity, sorry, of projection is what I was trying to say. With projection, I will reach someone over here. It may seem like it's not that heavy. Don't let it fool you that oud note can, really throw things into a lift. It can really carry that fragrance. So don't be surprised that people might smell you from a little bit of ways with this particular fragrance, all right? So that's the thing. With compliments on this fragrance, I got compliments on this one. I got one compliment. I got the compliment from somebody who noticed. I was actually testing it out. I was in a meeting, I was in a room, and somebody noticed the smell and said that I smelled good with it. So it was one particular compliment, but I do have the feeling that when utilized a little bit more, this will be a pretty decent compliment getter. It's not going to knock people's socks off, but it's going to hold its own. And that's all you can really ask for from a fragrance. At least I can really ask for from a fragrance. All right, and for age group, I think any age group can really pull this sucker off, though you might want to be a little bit more on the mature side, and that usually tends to happen with oud fragrances. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, this is a very pleasant smelling scent. I give it full marks for its actual scent. Now, as far as the projection goes and the performance, I'm also going to give it a full star. And it, deserves it on that particular matter. Where it starts coming down is the originality. Now, the originality, I do appreciate that it is a clean oud and it is very nice, and I really do like that leather scent, but the sort of genre has kind of been done. And I am kind of reminded of this scent just vaguely for some other fragrances. So I'm being a little bit liberal with that, I know, but I'm going to give it half of a mark in terms of its originality. In terms of its versatility as well, I am actually going to, or in terms of its uniqueness, I'm actually also going to give it half of a star. I got twisted around with that. What I meant was, I've got your uniqueness for half a star, but I've also got half a star for the value. That's what I was actually trying to get across. The value, $95, yes, it's not too expensive, but for $95, I expect to have a better smelling fragrance at that point. And so I just can't really see the full-on value for it. It's not a completely terrible value, but that's not the best value that you're going to actually get for it. And compliments, another half star, you're not really going to get the knockout compliments, but you are going to have people who think you smell good. So just keep that in mind when going forward with this fragrance. All right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free, send me a message, leave me a note, do what you got to do. Thank you guys, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.